What's up, Punters Pod listeners? You can listen to us every Wednesday on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or even watch us on YouTube. Now, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Punters Pod.
What a time to be alive. Voss is gone, Jez. Voss is gone. No big ramble. Michael Voss has resigned as of Tuesday, the 12th of May, 2026.
Hey, I told you they wouldn't sack him.
You said they wouldn't sack him.
I told you they wouldn't sack him.
You were wrong, Jez.
I was right. They didn't sack him. He resigned.
Come on, Jez.
No, I'm sorry.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. You know that he was given the ultimatum. You know that Voss chose to go out on his own terms because he was not going to last the whole season. Voss is gone, Jez. Voss is gone. Thoughts?
About fucking time. Like, are we just going to go straight off the
just
topic?
go straight into it.
May as well. It's the biggest news story of the day and probably will be the biggest news story of the week. They should have done this a year ago.
They should have.
This should have been done, if not at the end of last season, the end of the season before.
Yeah.
2024, that had that big collapse to end the season. They started off on fire, premiership favourites, massive collapse to end the season. Did they make finals? They might have just eked into finals.
Yes, just.
They just eked into finals.
Lost to Brisbane. They were down by 50 in the first.
Exactly.
50-0.
So it should have been after that season. The juice had run out. 2025, they run with him again. Do not know how they re-signed. But it was their whole mantra that they're going to stick with him, or Vossy tough, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It should have happened a while ago. They've wasted a year. Straight away, it's on to. And I wish this happened tomorrow instead of today because I had some great points about that Carlton game, but I'll still get into them a bit later on. But yeah, I don't know. A bit too late for me. The narrative has straight away changed to, rebuilding team. They have so many great... I don't know how many times... In the same day that Voss gets sacked, I don't know how many times I've heard about Cody Walker and how good he's going to be.
I don't know how many times I've heard how good Voss was and how good of a coach he was.
Oh.
He just wasn't. They had that 1 year, but teams have that one season. Like, Adam Kingsley had that season already. So if Kingsley has another 5 bad years and gets the sack...
they better be talking about him.
I was going to say that he made the prelim in 2020... Whatever year that was, it's not a surprise to anybody, but now that it's happened, it's like, wow, like they're a rabble. They're
a rabble, and they've been a rabble for a very long time. And that 1 year, like you can have a spike for 1 year, like you said. You have a spike for 1 year, great, awesome.
That 1 year as well. Like let's talk about the truth. That 1 year, they almost lost. They almost didn't make finals first of all, and then they almost lost that first final to Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Where Mackay faked the concussion.
But those were the days.
But yeah, that's it. So Voss is gone. Who will be the next coach? I don't know. Or personally, as a Collingwood fan, I want it to be a dud.
Yeah, same.
I feel like
I told Ethan today I hope it's James Hird.
Oh, that'd be great. I feel like that'd be great. But I think he knows Brad Scott's going to be on the way out. So I think he will be holding on to hope for the Bombers job. I think that there's a real world now because obviously there's a few former senior coaches. There's Simpson. There's obviously Longmire. There is Kenny Hinkley rolling around. There's Nathan Buckley rolling around. I'd love for it to be Bucks. I'd love for it to be Bucks and see him fail.
Yeah. Would love it.
Honestly, that might sound like a hater, but I'd like that.
I am going in with the sentiment that they cannot have a big name head coach.
But I like this as well, Jez, because I feel like now everybody is getting very sucked into the fact that, look at Craig McRae, look at Stephen King, look at Adam Kingsley.
Yep.
But look at Andrew McQualter.
And look at Adam Uze.
And look at Brendan Bolton. When he went to Carlton. Look at
David Noble.
Look at David Noble. Look at Reece Shaw. Look at Brett Rattler's experience. But still, and even look at experience. Like, I don't think either way they go, obviously it could work, but there's a big chance it couldn't work either. Early pick. Remember Ethan from the Punters Pod said this. I think Hayden Skipworth will end up being their coach. I think so.
Yeah, they definitely can't go for a big name because with this team, the team's horrible. No, they can't.
Listen,
they can't.
If they ask the question, which you have to,
they're stupid enough. If you're saying they can because they're stupid enough, yeah, they can. They definitely can.
Because I wouldn't even, as a Carlton fucking hater, as we all know, I wouldn't even begrudge them if they asked the question to John Longmire. If you would like to coach Carlton, if he says yes, you can't turn that down.
Yeah, but it has to be.
You can't turn that down for fucking Blake Carousel.
I get it, but it has to be yes with the rider that I know for the first 5 years it is going to be a struggle for us. They're not going to have a bounce.
but
they're just not.
Yes, but still, I think that you're given 5 years regardless. Voss was given 5 years. So you guarantee.
Yeah, but Voss was given 5 years because they kind of meandered around and they did have their like seasons where they got close to making finals in 2020.
Yeah, okay, but I don't think if you're hiring, like Clarko has got this long run with North, if you're hiring Longmire, you're prepared for this, like the long run.
Yeah.
You give him more grace. And I really hope they don't go down that path because Longmire scares me. Bucks doesn't scare me as a Carlton coach.
No, not at all.
Adam Simpson does not scare me.
Not at all.
Neither does who else was there? Simpson, yeah, I said Simpson. But yeah, they don't scare me. But Longmire would scare me a little bit. But anyway, the Pies suck as well. So
yeah, Pies suck as well. We'll get into that as well.
Yeah,
so it's not just that, guys.
Let's win some punts for all of you legends who listen to us, other than Voss being gone and you probably being a bit getting a little pep in your step because of that. As Collingwood fan, how are you and how is life, Jezza?
I'm good. The betting's good. The footy's good. I'm not sure about the Sunday footy. I'll get into that later as well because the fucking Sunday footy is absolutely horrible.
Not a fan.
But everything's going good. Had a decent week on the punt. Pissed off about both of my player props. I'll get into that.
Oh, mine was stiff as well.
Mine was so stiff.
One of mine was really stiff. One of mine was silly, but one of mine was really stiff. Tell us about it now. Who was it?
Both players absolutely flopped for me. Clary had only 3 touches in the last because he was injured. Christ. He was off with the blood rule for like 14 minutes in the last quarter. I swear. It's only 3 touches in the last. I think I needed him for 31. He was looking to break it easily. I think he had 26 going into the third
He's had such a good season.
I know. He just fucked me there. Ashcroft, I don't know what the fuck happened to Ashcroft. He just didn't perform. None of the Brisbane players performed on
it was
Friday
a
night.
pathetic game from them.
Like, really pathetic game
later,
from Brisbane.
But very disappointing from the Lions. My 2 picks were Charlie Cameron, 3+ goals. He ends on 2 goals too.
Yeah.
It just happened to me
goal scorers
so many times this week.
Goal scorers
Fucking so annoying goal scorers. That's in my betting results. We'll get to that very shortly as well. And then Hayden Young, you warned me about it.
I told you.
What did he end on? I didn't think he had a bad. He had a bad start.
But he just doesn't.
Last quarter he played well.
Hayden Young, yeah. I feel like he's so overrated for what he is.
Probably, yeah. That's probably fair enough.
I feel like everyone makes the biggest deal about Hayden Young.
That's probably fair enough.
He barely plays, and
he had a horrible
stats
game.
aren't even that good.
No, he had 15. Fuck, horrible.
Yeah, so like nowhere near the fucking
25.
22.
22. It was 22. It was 22. Who is a random player?
Yeah, tell me, because I know this one.
You do know this player.
I was a looking gentleman in a Gold Coast Suns uniform, little goatee.
Inaugural jumper.
No hair.
He's in the news this week.
It's Josh Fraser.
The
only reason I know is because
you saw photos of him today?
He used to play for Collingwood.
Played for the Pies, yes. He's in the news. Carlton's interim, so I thought it was very, very timely to have him as the random player. And I always find it funny that he played for the Gold Coast Suns, Jez. I find that very, very entertaining. Betting results, but more in depth. Do you have anything else to say about them?
Not so much betting results. Pretty like even week. I feel like I ended the week a lot better than I started. There was also a multi, and I need to get it up now. So Punt AI, every Sunday.
Our great sponsors
at Punt AI. They post like a really big multi, just like a big Saturday value multi. Yeah. This multi was Logan McDonald 3+ goals, Nazai Wanganeen Miller most disposals for St Kilda, Bailey Smith most disposals for Geelong, and the final leg, or not the final leg, but the leg that lost was Clayton Oliver 32+ disposals.
Shit. They thought like you.
They were on the same wavelength as me. Logan McDonald hits 3 goals at halftime at $3.25.
Unbelievable, Logan McDonald, honestly. At halftime, and they weren't even winning. They weren't even winning.
And Clary fucks me on that. But the other 2 legs, Naz gets voided, but Bailey Smith hits it with these as well. So, could have been a massive payout. Fucking stupid.
How much was that paying?
$24.
$24.
And I had a nice little fiddy on it, so it would have given me a nice payout. So, yeah, that was what I was stiff with, but the rest of my weekend was pretty good to me.
Have you heard this stat about Bailey Smith that in his since he's been a Geelong player in like 30 games, he's had above 25 for like 27 of those games.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous,
it's
bro.
Insane. It's one of the easiest bets in footy, to be honest. But what are some of the easiest bets in footy at the moment?
That's a good one.
We'll actually come back to you guys next week.
Do they have to be value or not?
No, just the legs that you know.
All here.
It could be...
Send them in. And we'll
send them in
read
to
out
us, but it
yours
could be
next
like
week.
$1.15.
Yeah.
You're just chucking in your multi because you just know that it's going to hit every single
Correct,
time.
yeah,
For me, up until last week actually,
Yep.
it was Jasper Fletcher. Jasper Fletcher for like 16 disposals.
That's his
hit
sweet
every
spot.
single time. He had 12 last week.
So not a good week for the Brisbane boys last
Brisbane
week.
boys
Not
fucked me
good.
last week.
What's something I like doing? There's the obvious ones of like your star players 30 plus, but that's boring.
But this year is Zach Butters 30 plus.
Oh, of course, yeah. But even Bailey Smith is just like money every week, 30 plus. For me on the bet, Jez, if you don't want to ask, you might not care. I might not tell you. But it was a rough week for me. I can't even lie, boys. Really? It was a rough week. I got stiffed so many times on fucking goal kickers. No more goal kickers. Had Cameron for 3 plus. He obviously scores 2 goals too. I had Cadman for 2 plus. He scores 1 goal too. I had Thilthorpe for 2 plus. He scores 1 goal 3. No more goal scorers. Strictly disposals. So many times I had these stupid little fuck off multis, which I tell myself I'm not going to do. And they're always disposal getters. All the disposals look Mickey Mouse, look fucking perfect. Then my stupid goal scorers love missing set shots. Oh, missing set shots should be a crime, honestly. That really annoyed me. But yeah, other than that, if it wasn't for Punter, I would have had a miserable weekend on the betting. And I've got somebody on my watch list this week. Jez, do you have any new additions on your watch list or your blacklist?
I can't. Well, I had a pretty decent week, so my blacklist doesn't really change.
Jagger's still on it?
Yeah. On watch last week, I had Caleb Daniel. He's still on watch for me, even though he had a good game. No, he had heaps plus 20. The 2 times I've bet on him this year, he's gone under 20 disposals. The 2 times that every single other game where I haven't bet on him, he's absolutely smashed it. What do you have?
For my Caleb Daniel, I was checking something else.
No, it's all good. He had over 20, so fuck the cat. He's still on my watch list because I'm gonna bet on him this week again.
Caleb Daniel 25, so you can't really.
So I'm gonna bet on him again this week, and if he fucks me again, he's definitely getting to blacklisted. Blacklist is still Jagger Smith, Patrick Cripps, Andrew Brayshaw.
Well, Andrew Brayshaw had the 24, so he's not going to move. Like my blacklist always has, is Jagger Smith not moving. So I have Cripps actually had a good game, so
don't care.
Wouldn't back him even with Fraser as the coach now. And then on my blacklist is the Sarong and Brayshaw duo. Sarong has 28, above 25 tick, and Brayshaw has 24. So still on the blacklist because both of them will never get the disposals in the same game. And my watch list.
Jagger, tell us your watch list.
Tell me about Jagger.
No, Jagger actually had a good game last week, and I think this change of coach will be good for him.
I really like Jagger this week.
Yeah, same as me.
I love Jagger this week.
Same as me.
If I was the interim coach of Carlton, the one change I would do first, Jagger midfield whole game.
Same.
It's what's going to happen.
100%.
Jagger Smith
has to be.
What's he paying for 30? I'm chucking that on.
Yeah.
Check what he's paying for 30.
I think it's a really good bet.
While I tell you who is in my watch list this week. This is a player from the team I think is the best team in the competition. I've raved and ranted about this team all year. They've lost one of their top 3. They've got a big 3. They've lost one of the top 3. And this player still hasn't stepped up for anything. It's Chad Warner. He's on my watch list.
Oh, yeah. He's bad for
he had 18 last week.
Like, yeah, he's really bad for disposal.
Is that a bad year? This was a guy that people were saying pay him the first $2 million a year contract. And he's having a poor year, Chad. He's having a poor year.
If you want Jagger Smith for 30 disposals, get the fuck out.
What is he?
$9.50.
$9. I'm doing that fucking right now.
Jesus,
I'm chucking $100 on that right now. $9.50 for Jagger. Who are they paying, Jez?
Who are they versing the Dogs?
I love it. I'm Marvel. I love it.
Yeah, Dogs are
perfect conditions. Jagger Smith, Ethan Kermy. Whoa, just dropped my government. Ethan, punters, but Ethan. Player prop leg of the week is Jagger Smith. $9.
That's ridiculous. He's paying $3.70 for 25 touches.
What do you have last week?
25.
25? What?
And he's paying $3.70 for
what
it
are
this
we
week.
doing?
And we're assuming that he's going to be playing a lot more midfield time. So.
I could chuck my house on the fact that he's paying more midfield. I love that so much.
All right, let's jump straight into these player props, boys.
Jagger Smith.
Like we said last week, fucking let us down a bit. My first prop is going to be Will Ashcroft, 28 plus disposals.
Doubling down.
I'm doubling down.
Shit.
They're versing the Cats. The Cats are allowing a shit ton of disposals to midfielders. We saw it last week. Fucking Dacos was tagged and still had 28 or wherever.
But his touches were bad.
So, Will Ashcroft, 28 plus disposals at $1.82. I'm going back to the well.
Crazy.
You better fucking get it for me.
My first player prop is a Ruckman for 20 plus disposals at $1.85. He's probably having one of the best years of his career by a mile. He's averaging 22 plus disposals at the ground he will play on Friday night. It is, of course, Brodie Grundy against his old side for 20 plus disposals at $1.85. He's just in such good form. He's going to have patches of the game where he's on Oscar Steen, who around the ground, probably can't keep up with Grundy at this stage of his young career. And in his last 10 games at SCG, averaging 22 plus disposals. So I feel very good about Brodie Grundy, 20 plus, $1.85 on the prime time. I like it.
And my second one is going to be Aaron Cadman for 3+ goals at $2.08.
Careful. Last week, 1 goal too.
Versing the Eagles. Yeah, whatever. 1 goal, 2 last week. But in his last 3 appearances against the Eagles, oh my God. Sorry. 3 goals straight, 1 goal, 3, 2 goals, 1. He's getting the shots up. I think this is his forward line now, and I think he dominates.
I like it, Jez. I actually do not mind that pick at all. And my second pick is Bodie Yulin, 25 plus disposals at $2.
That's been a lot this season.
We'll jump on him right now. Like you said, it's been very good this season. We'll jump on him with the current form before the markets drop. I was shocked when I saw it was $2.15 for 25 plus. So I really like Bodie Yulin. He played great at TIO last week, so I can't see a reason he won't back it up again this week against worse opposition at the same ground. My combined legs of Brodie Grundy 20 plus at $1.85 and Bodie Yulin 25 plus at $2.15 combined for $4.64.
And my 2 legs combined, Will Ashcroft 28 plus and Aaron Cadman 3+ goals are going to be $3.78.
And don't forget about Jagger Smith 30 plus.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, I'm excited now.
$9.70.
What night do they play? I want that game to be
Saturday night.
There we go.
Let's get into these free picks, boys and girls. Not the greatest week from me last week. I checked my results.
I'll tell you what's crazy about my results as well. I had 4 last week. The week before I had 7. Last week my odds were $1.85. And the week before there was $420.
Oh yeah, 100.
So the odds mean fuck all.
Yeah, odds mean fuck all. They really do.
Don't try and play it safe, Jez.
Lions versus the Cats. The Lions just cruising at the moment.
It's cruising, but are we copping them out saying they'll be fine?
Nah. Nah, it's not a cop-out. They do this every year.
Same, I feel that.
They do this every year.
I'll tell you what else they do. They play down to their opponent's level.
This is why I love that point, because I was actually going to say it makes it hard to bet on when they're versing bad teams because they just genuinely look like they don't care and they just take it easy through
Like
games.
Ashcroft didn't really give a fuck.
Ashcroft didn't really give a fuck. Zorga had a bad game. Fletcher had a bad game. Like, these players just don't really care. I think a game like this against the Cats at the Gabba, prime time, I think they're going to care. So looking like a really nice game there.
I agree.
The Cats,
nothing to worry about for the Lions.
Cats are really good.
They're good.
They just outclass the Pies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say for me, they're not in that top echelon of the other teams.
Same.
They're in that middle ground still.
The top 6 is pretty much set, and they're a part of it. By the end of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if they push into the 4.
I think they're from the 4 to 10 range.
Yeah. I think they're top 6 lock. I don't think they drop
4 to
below.
10.
Yeah.
So they can still be 4 to
I agree,
5.
but I think they're not going to drop below 6. So
yeah.
I love them there. They look good.
They look good.
Yeah,
they played well. They actually, last week we saw them play a bit differently than we have for quite a while. They're playing this really handball heavy game, meters by handball. I think they broke one of their records for meters gained by handball.
It was good.
They're copying. I think a lot of the good teams are doing that this year. We saw Sydney are doing it consistently. Cats have just implied it too.
But was it Collingwood as well? Were bad. Like
I think
I'm finding it hard to really buy into the Cats. But last week was like obviously the best performance of the year, and they looked really good.
As for this game, I think the Lions actually show something here. Like I was saying, meaningful game. It's their first meaningful game in a while. I feel like these last couple of weeks it's been like St Kilda, Essendon and Carlton, all these shitter teams. At the Gabba again, extended break. Yes, the Cats look great, but as soon as they've travelled this season, they've really faltered hard and they've really looked bad. You think of that time they went to the Gold Coast in the opening round, got absolutely smashed. They go to Port Adelaide Oval, they get smashed. Yep. So I'm liking the Lions a lot here. My free pick for this game is going to be the Lions, minus 15.5 at $1.90. And my headline is going to be Cats can't fly. The Cats get blown off the park against the Lions, giving them a 0-3 record when travelling interstate in 2026.
I like that one, Jez. I like that one a lot. Brisbane in 2026 have shown that they play down or up to their opponents, and I predict this game to be a belter because Geelong are a good side and Brisbane in prime time will want to show out for the fans. Even though based off the form, the Cats are the pick, Brisbane have just been cruising like we said. They haven't been setting the world on fire, but they haven't had to because they're still winning and still one of the premier teams in the competition. I can't go against the Cats. I can't go against the Lions at home in the prime time. Gabba Lions win in a close one. I still think the Cats are good enough to keep it very tight. My free tip is Brisbane 1-39 at $2.25.
I think it's a bit more of a smash.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Nah, I think Geelong are good enough.
Swans versus the Pies. And before we get into this game and before we talk about their last week's results, as a Collingwood supporter, I could not give a fuck about two things. One, I couldn't give a fuck about Pendles not playing in this game. And two, I'm okay with where they're at right now. Like, I truly am. And I felt this as I was walking out of the ground. Me and my dad went because Ethan didn't want to come to the footy. Busy, not coming to the footy. But I was walking out of the ground with my dad and we were talking and we were saying, we've been very, very lucky as Collingwood fans over these last 10 years. We have, I think in the last 10 years, 2 times we have not made finals.
Yeah.
The rest of them have been either
Prelim.
grand final, prelim, semi-final.
Flag.
Like, have we gone out in straight sets? I don't think so.
Nah.
So we have had a very, very rich time. We won the flag. So, and I know it's not like Richmond supporters who won 3 flags in a row or whatever, 4 in 6 years, whatever the fuck they won. It's nothing like that. But we won a premiership. We had that day of ultimate success.
Yep.
We had those great memories. I'm okay if they're not good for 2 or 3 years. Like, and this season, and everyone's making out doom and gloom, and of course they do because it's Collingwood and because everyone wants to jump on them. All these teams who the media think are like the pinnacle. Hawthorn they drew with. Fremantle they almost beat.
Oh, it should have been.
And they should have beat. Like, it's not as doom and gloom as I thought. And even if it is, everyone came into this season.
That's my thing. Like, I agree with what you're saying. No.
Ethan, at the start of the season, everyone knew this. Kane Collins knew this. Kane Collins has been saying it for the last 4 years that Collingwood are fucked, they're done, they're this and that.
And
so everyone knew. So why is it such a surprise that...
Look, I agree with you that I'm not like completely heartbroken. Like, if I was a Carlton fan right now, I'd be pretty heartbroken because you had no success and now it's just like you had that one prelim and now you're just back to the fucking drawing board.
That's my point. It's like Carlton, Essendon, fans like that.
Yeah, but
devastated.
But I get what you're saying, but also then again, it fucking sucks not being the best, obviously. But that's my biggest gripe with this whole situation is this was expected. Like, I feel like everyone's reaction, the media especially, is, oh my god, look at Collingwood, they're bad. After in the preseason, their predictions was Collingwood are going to be shit last year and this year. So they've been seeing this coming, but now that it's happened, they're like, ha, guys, look, it's Collingwood, they're bad, guys, look, they're bad. Can you believe it? Like, we saw this coming, but
you're exactly right. And people who predicted, like a lot of predictions, that it's like Collingwood are fucking. I said they were going to be 10th.
I said they're 10th as well. Like,
no, you didn't. Don't lie. No, you had them higher. Don't lie.
I'm pulling it up. I'm fucking pulling it up.
I'm telling you, you had them like 5th, I think.
No chance.
Okay,
sorry,
anyway.
No chance.
Everyone thought they were going to be pretty bad. And like I said, I could not give a fuck. We won a flag. A lot of fans can't say that. Yeah.
Yep.
There's been teams during this period too. Like, I know there's not many GWS fans, but if I was...
I'm calling with 6.
I told you. But there's been a lot of fans, like, if you're a GWS supporter, you're devastated because you had a big run like Collingwood did. You made a lot of prelims, but you never won a flag. Like, Carlton, pissed off. Essendon, obviously pissed off.
It still doesn't excuse the bad footy Collingwood are playing.
Of course not.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Everyone's making it out like, oh, Collingwood fans should hate the club. We don't hate the club.
But Pendlebury's resting this week.
No one gives a shit. Like
with Pendlebury.
This plays into it too, but
Collingwood were not going to win the game. Pendlebury plays, Collingwood wouldn't beat Sydney over there. Pendlebury doesn't play, Collingwood are not going to beat Sydney over there. It's Sydney, the best team in the league, versus a Collingwood side who everyone right now is
they're terrible. Yeah, exactly.
10th to 15th place on the ladder come season's end versus the premiership favourites. What would Pendlebury playing do anything? This whole thing now, if Pendlebury played for St Kilda, he wouldn't have got any hate about the gold number. He wouldn't have got any hate about anything.
Ooh, he's getting paid 100% of the profit.
Like, it actually is a bit... It's a bit sad for him that he plays for the club that everybody hates because he's not getting his full praise. Like, Boomer Harvey did not get any backlash for wearing the Boomer jumper. All we've talked about for 3 weeks is how Pendlebury's going to wear a gold number. Like, and him resting this week would not have any effect on this result. He's one of Collingwood's better players, and it's embarrassing because he's 40 and he's Collingwood's best 5 players. But regardless, Collingwood are not going to beat Sydney on Friday night.
But it's just like you said, the media knows what they do. They know if they bag Collingwood, everyone's going to love it. They know it's going to get more clicks. They know it's going to get more views.
Even like other fans, surely.
Yeah, but
surely you get your head out of the sand for this.
I know.
Like, hate Collingwood all you want. Hate them all you want. You can't just shit on him for becoming the record, or because he doesn't travel. Like, he got this record. He's resting this week. Why would he want to play this week?
I know.
And have his celebration in Sydney.
I know.
Why?
Yeah, I know. It's
Makes
just
no
so
sense.
fucking stupid. And like you said, it's because it's Collingwood. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into last week.
Swannies.
The Swans were okay against North, but they're just doing what they needed to do.
It's like Brisbane. No Kerno.
Exactly.
It was an ugly win. They were never going to smash North coming to Marvel. And North were pretty good.
The North were very good.
I'll give them the props.
They probably cut it closer. And I didn't watch much of that game. I'm not going to lie. But a lot of the commentary around it has been that the umpiring was really, really bad, favouring Sydney. So maybe North could have had more of a chance. The Pies were horrible. Like, there's not many other ways you can go about it. A few people got sucked into their form.
Me.
I was weary about it. I said that
You
I wasn't
were.
buying into it fully, and for good reason.
Good, but I just looked at it like that. If Hawthorn, that's why I'm doubling down on Hawthorn being frauds, because if Hawthorn are really this top 4 team, one of the best teams in the league, how can Collingwood keep up with them without Pendlebury again? Just like, believe it or not. So
I think Hawthorn are all right. I just think Collingwood, I think Collingwood are a bit the same as Port Adelaide, where if their players are on, they're going to have a good game, they're going to win. That game, I was at that game, zero pressure. The Collingwood players were applying zero pressure. It was just like uncontested footy,
they're a bit
zero
weak.
pressure.
When they see it's not going their way, they're done.
Yeah. Like, went back into their shells. Nick has been so off these last couple of fucking
Anzac
weeks.
Day.
Since Anzac Day, he's been
kicking
really
on that
fucking
day.
off.
I noticed it for the first time this year, how bad his kicking was that day. And then it just hasn't improved. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but...
Yeah, he's been really poor, and we can... Like, I love him. I think he's the best player.
He's my favourite player. But
he's no good at that.
He's not immune to criticism from me at all, no.
As for this week, like you said, I know the Pies travel well, but I can't see this going any other way than a smashing. The Swans are levels above the Pies. We just saw what Geelong did to them with that fast handball game, and that is Sydney's main plan of attack.
Especially at the SCG.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a complete and utter domination. My free pick, Sydney minus 29.5.
This could get ugly, like you've just said, Jez. I've lost all faith and expectation on this Collingwood side, and to make matters worse, they're versing the best team in the competition, without a doubt. Sydney will just flex their muscle. They'll probably get Kerno back and go even further outright as the flag favourites in 2026. I'll give this game 1 quarter before it's all over. My free tip is also the Swans minus 29.5 at $1.90. And my headline is Pies piss the bed. Sydney smash Collingwood as everyone in the media sooks that Pendlebury rested.
Yeah, well, my headline for this game is all eyes on Pennels. The Pies don't even turn up in Sydney as everyone looks forward to the record-breaking game.
True, yeah, that's it.
The second Friday night game, because everyone loves Friday night games so much. Yes, Andrew Dillon, thanks for announcing that there's going to be more Friday night doubleheaders in the new fixture. That's what everyone fucking wants.
Exactly, I want it.
Suns versus Port Adelaide at TIO Stadium once again.
Darwin?
The Suns a bit lacklustre for me. I thought they would have really dealt with St Kilda.
Especially with no Nazaya.
No Nazaya, no Wilkie for most of that game. A lot easier. They're just not that good, to be honest.
Slow start. It was a slow start.
They're just not good.
Yeah, they're a good side.
No, they're not.
But they're not a good side. They're a top 6 side.
No, they're not.
What, you reckon playing?
They're not toxic.
They're a wild card.
They're
Who jumps them, but?
Huh? I don't know who jumps them, but no, I'm saying they're performing. They're not in that top 4 bracket for me.
Okay, I think they're around that. But anyway, so I think they're a top 6 side personally, but I don't think they'll win the flag. I don't think they've got the juice to do it this year. Darwin Suns are tough though, like, because if that game was at People's First, they'd probably lose it to St Kilda. I think the Darwin factor helped them in that game. And
Port Adelaide, they're just doing enough to remain relevant at the moment.
They nearly got it done.
That's what I'm saying. They're just doing enough to remain. Like,
should have held on.
Really good form these last few weeks with multiple losses under a goal. You think back to the Hawthorn game, the showdown, and now this one. Three losses. Well? Yeah, exactly. So in 3 of their last 4, they've lost by under a goal, and then they beat Geelong. So they're playing well, but it's just not really enough.
Does Butters leave?
Yeah, Butters 100%
Dogs.
Yeah, I think
Dogs.
so. I think that's already been signed.
I reckon it is, but it doesn't make the Dogs much better.
Yeah, I actually heard a caller on Talkback Radio.
Does it fix their backline's still going to suck?
Yeah, exactly. And they already have a stacked midfield. Everyone talks about how good their midfield is.
So is Butters going to the Dogs just like the Dogs adding Bailey Smith back into them?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like...
And then like having to play a decent midfield, like having to put Richards on a wing or something.
Or half back again. Like, I don't think it really... As much as he's a great player, you take him. If you're the Bulldogs, I'm not saying don't get him, but I think it does not make too much sense. I feel
No,
like it's just
I agree with
reverting back to Bailey Smith and that team.
As for this game, though, in TIO, if this was a neutral venue, I think Port could win the game. Unfortunately, it's not at a neutral venue. They're just playing better footy against better oppositions Port are playing better footy against better opposition at the moment.
Yep.
But they're just getting a bit unlucky. Like I said, the Hawthorn game
could change what?
I just think it's not a neutral venue. I think Suns play this ground really well and play the conditions really well. Port keep it close though. The Suns will take it out but not by much. That's why my free pick is going to be the Suns 1-39 at $2.18.
Even though Port have been a lot better, and I could see a world where they beat the Suns if this was at Adelaide Oval or People's First, like you just said, Jez. TIO is a completely different ball game for the Gold Coast Suns, expecting the Suns to get it done comfortably and this to be a down week for the recently better and promising Port. My free tip is different to yours. It is the Suns minus 26.5 at $1.90.
Still both can win. Crows versus North Melbourne, the first Saturday game. The Crows won, but not convincingly at all.
They're disappointing again.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't have been down that bad in that game. Not even going to give them props for fighting back because it shouldn't not have come to that against Richmond.
No, not at all. And they had the third quarter, they just kicked like 6 in a row or something like that. They dominated and that's about it. It's not impressive. North Melbourne, another honourable loss, but I think enough is enough now. I got to give it to them for keeping it close with the Swans, but I think it's about time they take a big scalp, and I think it might be in this game right here.
Jez. That was solid last week, like you just said, but I'm with you. I had the exact same thing. They can't now. They've been this team for the last 5 years. That's like they're not even competitive in games. Now we can't do this for another 5 years.
I feel like the last 2 years it's been like, they keep up till three-quarter time and then get blown out.
But we don't expect them to win yet. They're still young. They can't be like that forever.
No, exactly.
We'll give them a slight pass because it was Sydney and like they're the flag favourites, but they're still upside. They look decent, and I think we might be on a similar page here.
Have North Melbourne grown up? Like, can this be the game where they show the league that we're here, we can take a big away scalp and we can prove ourselves a little? I'm not so sure. And if I was a betting man, I am a betting man, I'm going to have to go with the logic and what I think will happen. I think Adelaide haven't been shooting the lights out, but home ground advantage is too much here. I wanted to go North Melbourne, but I still don't think they've grown up. I hope they have, but I don't think they have. That's why I'm going Crows 1-39 at $2.25. I think they keep it close at least.
I thought you were riding with me here because I feel like North are a genuine chance to win this game of footy. The Crows are going through a lot of off-field stuff, but their on-field performance is really poor. Maybe because of the off-field, but still, footy is footy, and they have not been good. I think it might be time for North to take their real first scalp, like you were alluding to, but too scared to go for, and put the league on notice. Give me North at a way too high line. The line is plus 18.5. North plus 18.5 at $1.90.
The Demons versus the Hawks. The Melbourne Demons. Just building nicely.
Your boys.
I know it was West Coast, but even with a really, really, really shit Cozzy game, he still dominated. They still dominated.
He nearly cost himself 5 weeks as well.
It almost did, but they look good. I love them.
Okay, fair enough. Short and simple. Jez loves them. Sets us up for a great game this week. It was expected. It was West Coast, and they looked good, so credit to them. Hawthorn, but...
Yeah, are they just mid?
I'm right about this team, Jez.
Yeah. All I hear is that they're in the same class as Sydney and Brisbane.
Not.
I can't see it at
Brisbane,
all.
Freo. I'll even have Geelong over them. They're like Gold Coast. They're Gold Coast level. Freo took care of them, and now no Barras is going to expose this team big time. Barras has been very fucking good for them. Without Barras, they're going to get exposed. They're not as good as the hype. They're really not. They're nowhere near the hype.
They're not, and I think that the Demons can really expose them, especially without Barras.
I agree, Jez.
This is another game where I think that Melbourne can show the footy world they are the real deal. I feel like they can challenge the Hawks, especially with Barras out.
I love it.
Because Barras and Battle and Sicily have been a brick wall down there. Melbourne just need to make sure that they don't blast away and let Sicily Battle take all these intercepts the whole game, because that's been their game.
It becomes harder without Barras, but...
I know it becomes harder, but that's been their game this year. Just get it forward. That will not work against this Hawthorn defense. I feel like the Ds have a sniff, but the smart pick is still going to be the Hawks here. That's why my free pick is going to be the Hawks 1-39 at $2.25. That's 3 1-39s in a row because I feel like the underdog... I feel like the underdog is going to be close.
Wowzers. So we met again. Last game, you had you had Adelaide 1-39. I had North plus 18.5. This game, you had Hawthorn 1-39. I have the Demons plus 18.5. I can see Melbourne getting up in a big way for this game at the G against the Hawks, who haven't been shooting the lights out like you said. I think their midfield will be way too fast for Newcomb and company. I'm rocking with the Ds, plus money again. Give me Melbourne plus 18.5 at $1.90.
The Blues versus the Bulldogs. First game without Vossy. Oh, Vossy.
We love you, Vossy. You were so good, Vossy.
Now, I had written this, obviously, before Voss got the sack, yeah. And this is going to be swept over completely again because, obviously, you can sweep over it now. That is gone. But I can't believe that Carlton beat the Lions on Friday.
It was a good win.
Like, it was a great win by Carlton. Good job, Carlton. At least that's what I've been hearing the whole week. Like, that's all I've heard anyone talk about. They have won one game all season long and barely won it.
And fucking to Richmond, oh my goodness.
I know it's improvement, but I can't believe this team is being praised for losing 8 straight games and like having honourable losses. This team was in a prelim 2 years ago. they were this good fucking thing. They were on top of the ladder.
Exactly.
At round 14.
10, whatever it was.
Fucking 2024. Like, what are you saying? Like, I don't get it.
And now they're praised for losing a game. It's unbelievable.
Collingwood are getting destroyed. And I know it's all Carlton. Collingwood are getting absolutely destroyed for being a fucking even team, being a 4-4 team.
Right.
Whereas Carlton are getting praised for almost beating Brisbane. It's fucking embarrassing.
Look, they did look better in this game. That's why it's funny to me that Voss got the sack this week because I think, but he got the sack. End of story, he got the sack. Well, he chose to leave this week.
No, he resigned.
He resigned. Yeah,
I told you they weren't going to sack him.
Fuck you. But anyway, it's funny that happened this week because this was like probably their best game all year. This was a better game for them than that Richmond win. It looked better.
Obviously.
Like, respect where respect is due for that performance.
I give no respect.
Voss is gone, and it's like, will they win many games this season? Probably not. That's I can't really say much else. We spoke about
the
Voss.
tank for Cody Walker, even though he's a father-son.
Oh no, I'll tell you what I want to say actually. I'll tell you what I do want to say. How's every single Carlton fan that for the last fucking year sack Voss, writing everything everywhere.
Sure, no.
Now, on the post of Voss like getting the sack, we love you, Vossy. Thanks for everything. What the fuck did he do?
I know.
What the fuck did he do?
Thanks for all the individual awards all our players won and no team success.
Pretty much, yep.
Awesome.
The doggies.
The dogs. At the end of the day, are they really that injured? That's my
Thank
thing.
you.
I've been coming in every week, and even I've got
Haven't
caught up.
I said it every week?
I know.
The last 3 weeks.
At the end of the day, it's only Libba and Darcy. And that's it. And Libba, we don't know if he's ever going to play again due to the concussion.
Sydney have worse injuries. Gordon is a better player right now than Darcy has been.
Yeah. And they've played games without Heaney as well, like and won them. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've said this for so long, Jez.
They did well to get that tough W, but are they really that injured? Like, are we going to keep sucking them off for playing injured?
But Peltz, I feel like you're taking the piss with me right now because I've said this for the last 2 weeks.
I know.
And you've been like, oh, they do have injuries.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
They've fallen off so badly. I don't think they will recover to be a top 6 team. Right now, I see them as a wild card team. That was such a needed win. And they barely won.
Yeah.
After the last month, they lost 4 in a row. They just sneaked that win against Port. They got it done, to be fair to them. They got it done, and they're lucky they got Carlton this week, but they are not the team that at the start of the season people thought they were in the
premiership. They were premiership favourites for a week.
I was bemused. I was so clearly saw the difference between Brisbane, Sydney to them. I even saw the difference between Fremantle to them. It's like, for me, it was black and white that they weren't the top
100%.
echelon.
I'm with you now. I'm fully on board with you now.
For the whole season now, even when, say, Libba comes back and say Darcy miraculously makes a return, people still say injuries derailed their season.
Yeah.
Which is so unfair. English has been back for 2 weeks.
As for this game, these are potential fucking...
It's hard now. It's hard to predict. It's just hard. It's just hard.
The line's moved and it's moved the opposite way.
No, moved by a point. I got the dogs at 12.5.
Same as me. It's moved the opposite way though.
It's 13.5.
Yeah, they think dogs are going to win by more.
Oh, yes. I agree. Yeah. Probably, yeah.
I think this should be fairly easy for the Dogs, though. Carlton got their win last week by losing to Brisbane by 10 points. They'll feel real good about themselves. They'll think they've developed some new game plan, and then they'll get pumped here. Norton might kick a huge bag. That's just my feeling on this game. That. So if you want to
Jagger disposals, Norton goals.
Jagger disposals, Norton goals. I love that very much. We already gave away our free picks, but my free pick's going to be the Dogs minus 12.5 at $1.90.
Yeah, look. Well, everything I had written down before Voss got the sack pretty much goes out the window.
Exactly, yeah, it's hard.
Blues aren't a good side. I still agree with that, but I think it's being underestimated how poor the Dogs have been this last month. Regardless of that, the line is very low. Josh Fraser's going to come in and throw a few things around. He's not going to care about winning. The players probably would like to get a win, but are they good enough to beat the Dogs? Probably not. They escaped last week, the Bulldogs, and luckily for them, I think they'll escape this week again, just based off how bad Carlton are and just based off the fact that Voss is gone and their club's just in disarray and probably don't care about winning this game. My free tip is the Bulldogs, minus 12.5 at $1.90.
The Bombers versus the Dockers. Bombers, respectable loss again, and that's actually is a respectable loss. But to be leading late in the fourth quarter against the Giants at NG is really good.
Even though GWS are very underwhelming this year.
Yeah, they are underwhelming this year.
Still, at the end of the day, the Bombers finally showed again. They had 2 weeks. I forgot who they played, but 1 week against Gold Coast where they lost, but they looked really good.
And the Dogs.
Yep. Oh, no, Melbourne.
They beat Melbourne.
They beat Melbourne. Yeah. So, yeah, those were 3 good weeks. And they just went back to shit again, like when they got smashed by Collingwood and by another team. But now, it was randomly a good game, good performance by them. So, credit to the Bombers.
I feel like Scott is trying to save his job a bit. And I feel like this is a clear game plan by them because I've seen it way too much. And it's great for betting, but it's not good for actually winning. They just overpossess the ball way too much in their back line.
Especially in their back line, yeah.
Archie Roberts kicking it to Langford, kicking it back to Roberts, kicking it to Reid,
back to Roberts.
Like, it's fucking insane. And I see it way too often. Now Redmond's in there. He fucking loves it as well. I guess it does work to a certain extent to keep the score down, but it isn't a proper game plan going forward.
No.
The Dockers, gutsy win. How good was that Wharfie time bit?
I loved it.
It was really fucking good.
I thought you'd hate it.
I love that.
You usually hate shit like that.
No, I love that.
That's good. It was so good. It's good.
I like
good
it.
how they don't overuse it.
Exactly. They don't overuse it.
Every week,
It was kind of sick. Like they start blaring the horn, they start flashing Wharfies,
and everyone's drained up.
And then it's that clearance out of the midfield.
Yeah, straight away.
Jackson gets that clearance, and straight away Amos kicks that goal. So it was fucking unreal.
It was unreal. It was good. Very promising, but fair.
Yeah, very promising. And Brayshaw is the worst disposal efficiency player in the comp, and I don't care what the stats say. Watching him play football was painful. Like he's just a hack.
He's like a prime Adam Treloar,
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Prime Adam Treloar, just hack it out.
But then again, I made a video about this during the week. Freo do have the best bottom 6 players in the league. Like even there and
Dudley.
Dudley. Yeah, like a Dudley, like a Matthew. Like I know they're not
Frederick.
fucking superstars. Frederick, Dudley, even Cox.
Yeah, I was going to say Cox.
Like all these players, Erasmus.
They don't really have any like horrible players.
These players aren't fucking household names, but they're just solid. Like. They got banned.
When I think about it, I really can't think of anyone who's like really, really bad on.
Yeah, but then if you
get a game every week.
Yeah, but if you go to another club, any other club, like even Sydney, I could name 4 players worse than Fremantle players. It's like they're a very solid side all the way through. Their depth is very good, very good.
Some good practice for Freo at the G here. Should be easy as for them. I think Sarong probably goes nuts. Not much interest in Essendon games, to be honest, especially when they're at 110 on a Sunday. My free pick is going to be Fremantle minus 33.5 at $1.90.
Yeah, look, the Dons were were much better last week against the hopeless Giants, but will not repeat that this week at all. Freo are one of the better sides in the league. I'm coming around to them, sneaking up to that Brisbane and Sydney category. They will thrive off the chance to get some MCG experience prior to finals this week. It will be down day for the Dons. Give me Freo 40 plus at $2.05.
The Saints versus the Tigers.
Marvel.
And I've got a little something to say about this game too. Is Ross Lyon the most overrated coach of all time? Has never won a flag. Was brought into this St Kilda team. They booted Radden out. Was brought into this team to win finals for the Saints. Failed dramatically. That first year they actually did worse than what they did when they had Radden. Blames everyone else around him for absolutely everything. Always has an excuse as to why his team isn't performing properly. Like
horrible.
He's
a horrible coach.
I would hate if he was the coach of my team.
And you know what? I thought about this a couple of weeks ago. For that Fremantle team, that Fremantle list was fucking incredible. that St Kilda teams from 2008 to 2011 were fucking incredible. I think he really lucked out on both of those.
Yeah. I think he lucked out on good lists.
Because those lists, Jesse, were fucking unreal. That St Kilda team is probably the best team to ever win a flag.
It's like if you couldn't do it with that St Kilda list, then you're clearly not a...
You go to Freo with Prime Nat 5 and you still can't do it.
Yeah.
And Pav, it's like, he's not a good coach. And you know what? It makes me feel very good that if Carlton 5 years ago or 6 years ago now didn't get Voss as the coach, they would have got Ross Lyon. So they would have been stuffed either way. Yeah. That makes me feel good.
As for the Saints last week, no Naz and Wilkie. Wilkie gets injured, but they were in the game. They just look,
I've got to give him, as much as we have come into become a St Kilda hate podcast for no reason at all, they would look pretty good early in that game. And without Naz, without Wilkie, they kind of rolled over a bit easily, but still, it wasn't horrible. I thought it was going to be an out-and-out smash.
Yeah, but I just think the Suns are bad too, so they're just two bad teams.
Tigers.
The Tigers, not much to say, just lose heaps.
Better last week. Better.
Yeah, they just lose.
Adelaide was shit, but they were better. They do lose every week, that's true. But yeah, they're not promising, but you can see sometimes. It's funny how since these injuries have happened, they've become magically a little bit better. They beat West Coast, they were better against Adelaide. But this week, they're coming up against the biggest flat track bullies in the AFL. Yep. The Saints are the new flat track bullies. We saw it against West Coast. We've seen it a few times this year. Whenever they come up against a team who are fucking lifeless, they really pounce on it. I think the Saints thrive off playing poor opposition, and they will get it done convincingly, just like they did a few weeks ago to the Eagles. My free tip is the Saints minus 41.5. At $1.90. I'm very confident with this.
Very confident with this too. Classic flat track bully. Saints will win by like 80. Everyone will say how after this game, everyone will be like, "Ooh, they looked great." Blah blah blah. Ooh, Ross is goated. Oh,
Sinclair had 30.
We love how he's a smart ass in the media. My free pick is going to be the Saints by 40 plus at $1.77. The final game of the round, the Eagles versus Giants. What a fantastic Sunday of footy. They've just thrown out all the scraps on Sunday.
I hope I'm busy.
Nobody cares. Essendon, Freo, Saints, Richmond, West Coast, Giants. Who the fuck cares?
I really hope I'm busy.
Eagles, no good. That's all I've got to say about them. What else can you say?
Yeah, same as you, to be honest. It was one of the weeks where they're still really, really dog shit.
I've legit forgotten who they versed.
Melbourne, and they lost by 30 something. Yeah, but that's why. So it's like they were really dog shit still, but a little less dog shit than other weeks. They're just not at AFL level.
No, they're no good.
They're not.
I wish AFL had a relegation system, but that's a conversation for another day.
West Coast just not worth watching.
I'm not fucking around. I think a VFL team could beat them consistently.
Yeah, they're not worth watching.
The top VFL team could probably beat them.
Brisbane's VFL team could probably beat them.
The Giants also kind of no good. But I feel like they should be way better than what they are.
They're so lucky. They are the Giants, because if this was a Victorian club, they would be getting scathed every week all season, because they're the most disappointing competition this year, probably for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Because they're a team that coming into the season, no one had premiership hopes on them, but they should be a lot better than this.
With the list that they have.
They're another team who we can't just keep talking about their injuries from opening round the whole season. They've gotten players back, and they've got the list. They've got players everywhere, like Whitfield, Callahan, Oliver. They've got the forwards,
Cadman, Hogan, Daniels.
It's this team,
and these players are playing, and they almost lost to Essendon.
And these players are good players. They're just not kicking at all.
I don't know if they're trying to time their run or something, but Kingsley is way too blasé about the whole Giant situation. I've heard him 2 weeks in a row now.
I think he's kind of just ruled themselves out this year.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
he's just lying.
No, I think he's telling. I think this is he thinks he's got some master plan or some shit.
It's going to happen for him.
Yeah. This is seriously a danger game for them, I think. Only thing that makes me confident about the Giants is the Eagles' lack of defensive accountability at all. My free pick's going to be the Giants minus 30.5 at $1.90, but I'm not confident in it.
Look, can West Coast do it? Probably not.
Not win, but
I think it would be very close. Giants just fill me with absolutely zero confidence at all. Like I just said, so underperforming. I really was scared to do this, but I'm going to pull the trigger on my gut feeling. Plus money again, third time this week. Give me the Eagles plus 30.5 at $1.90. My headline for this game is West Coast winners. The Eagles get up in the least watched game of the season. I would be surprised if they get anything near half of what they usually do for TV viewership on this Sunday.
No, but it's a West Coast game, so people watch West
Yeah, it
Coast game.
sucks, but my combined multi for all my 9 legs comes out to $502.07.
Yeah, I got a biggie this week too. All of mine come out to $478.59.
Beautiful.
Boys, thank you for listening to another episode of the Pontus Pod. Like always, we appreciate you listening week in, week out.
Unlucky, Vossy. Unlucky. I'm going to miss bagging you on this podcast. I'm going to miss cheating on you. It's a bit sad when someone you hate just like loses their job.
It's really sad.
It's a bit emotional, but shit happens. So, Voss, this is for you. Peace, prosperity, and love. You.